Welcome back to the channel. This is Epicworld, where I'm sharing my raw and unfiltered stories from my life, of which have been absolutely bizarre. If you look at all of the different videos I've got listed, like $112 million deal that fell through, how I met Jeff Bezos, how I met Mr. Beast. There's been a lot of stuff going on here, along with my raw and candid storytelling about having mental health experiences, being in the hospital with psychiatric care and needing to gain more momentum in my life in the right way. Now I've been sober for almost 6 months. This is the 6th month, and that is a huge win. That is the biggest celebration. And that leads me into what the topic of today's video is: the habit chain. Now, before I get into a habit chain, might I just introduce these glasses that my mom got off of Temu. And I saw them. She like gives them to me. She's like, these will look good on you. And I'm like, Mom, I look like the performer Pitbull, like Mr. Worldwide. So we're gonna wear these for the video because I genuinely do love glasses. I think that they create this nice ability for an individual to, I don't know, create a veil between themselves and experience. And they put a nice color on everything. As a video editor, when you are video editing, you're color correcting and adjusting things so they look highlighted and they look final product for social media or for people's viewing pleasure. But when you wear glasses, you actually have that same effect on the world around you in a rapid rate in your actual going life. So we're wearing the Temu glasses, looking like Pitbull, Mr. Worldwide, for this video. So let me tell you a little bit about a habit chain. I got inspired for this idea because I saw that today is my 96th day with my habit chain for Duolingo, where I'm learning Arabic. And habit chains are your secret weapon to success. If you can stick to a habit for, they say 20 days is how long it takes to change a habit. I believe that 60 days is how long it actually takes to be able to incorporate habits at a subconscious level. And then at 90 days, when you can stick to something for 90 days and not break your habit chain, that is where you really see momentum and power. And guys, this is something that has been present in both my succeeding life as well as my life of getting away from toxins or different inputs in my life. At the beginning of the year, I had to decide that I'm taking a long break from alcohol, like at least a year, to make sure that my body understands who's in control. I decided that nicotine's not serving me. I used to be vaping, and I decided this nicotine is something that my brain thinks it needs, okay? Like, if you know what I'm talking about from your awareness standpoint, then you'll resonate with this. I realized it's got some form of control that I am not managing with my own self. I don't feel like I'm the captain fully of nicotine. Like, it kind of feels like if we're on a ship together in my life and I'm the captain of the ship, well, I've brought nicotine on, and nicotine is I'm actually entertaining nicotine. Like he continues voicing up all the time and saying, listen to me, I'm the one who's in control. I thought, no, like, I need to be the one who's in control of my habits and my ways of operating. So nicotine was a challenge because 72 hours or so, you are very on edge with it going out of your system. Caffeine is a similar experience where when you are weaning this thing out of your system, it can be painful. But it challenges your own self-development and your commitment to yourself to be able to realize, what do I have in my life that I am attached to? I think Eckhart Tolle or someone else says that attachment is the root of all suffering. Osho says it. So when it comes to habit chains, this is what I now use and what I think that you need to consider, because if you want to make lasting life change, the habit chain is going to be your best friend. So when you have a calendar that you can cross out every single day, that is going to be very powerful for you to track things. The most important thing is tracking your progress. If you have a day planner, I mean, this sounds like grade elementary stuff, right? But it actually works. That's why softwares use it. And a great example of it is Snapchat, right? Like a lot of people, I used to be a person who would love the habit chain, the snap streak on Snapchat. You don't want to break the streak with the person. I mean, if we're honest though, Snapchat, like not breaking a streak with a person, that's an interesting psychological mechanism happening, right? Like what are you actually getting that is good for yourself out of that habit not being broken, out of that chain not being broken? I know an individual where she actually she paid to renew a snap streak because I had not sent one back, and so like after 120 days or something it disappeared, right? She's like, no, you can't let the streak go. That's the psychological mechanism of it, but that's a poor place to exercise the power of a habit chain. Now, what you want to do is look at the cognitive bias that is behind this. I can't off the top of my head remember what it is, but we've got a cognitive bias for wanting to continue things longer and longer. This is what works so well with being able to continue with things like, hey, I'm done with alcohol. I'm done with nicotine. I'm done with cannabis. I'm done with that person. And when you begin to incorporate new habits, you gotta build a habit chain for it. Your brain is always paying attention. This is my take on it. Your subconscious is analyzing and memorizing and studying every single decision that you make. Yes, it is making them for you, but it's also analyzing it, right? Because you, the awareness, your I amness, you're the one that's in control, that's deciding the outcome ultimately. And when you decide, okay, well, I want to build this career in this way, right? Right now, I've finally decided, as an example, that I need to develop my music business and get really serious about it. In order to do that, first I need to take power. In my awareness, I say, okay, I'm in control. I'm going to do this. I'm going to get the things out of the way that have been stopping me thus up to this point, things that aren't serving me. And then from that point, you decide what do I need to plan out step by step in order to make this work moving forwards. You can vision 5 years from now, and that's good, and then reverse engineer and work backwards. If you are a thorough planner, you have really good executive functioning in your brain, and that's a strength for my personal experience, because my way of operating naturally, instinctively, is a Kolbe quick start. Kolbe is by Strategic Coach. It's a test that they do on your instinctive, reactive mechanism. I know that naturally I have a quick start attitude, so I love to start things, but in order to bring completion to it, I need to exercise more brain power and more willpower. So for myself, I try to dumb things down as easy as I can and make it very simple. Keep it simple, stupid. In order to move forwards with the goal, you find out, what do I need to do today and tomorrow and the next week in order for this to turn out? And this brings me to a conversation I had with a friend of mine where they were talking about possibility and manifestation and what can we really do with big goals. She was saying, like, isn't it possible in the way that everything works, right, that you can just have $1 billion? And I thought, like, well, yes, it is, but think about the energy difference of $1,000 versus $1 billion. Like, quite literally, what is it going to take energy-wise in order to get $1,000? And then what is it going to take in order to get $1 billion? Like, the energy difference is tremendous. And you can create it, but in order to take a jump from 0 to $1 billion, that is a significant difference from 0 to 1,000. Right? If you just took a car and you went, okay, boom, like you accelerate it to its top speed with, like, it's undoable in a time space continuum, maybe at light speed, I don't know. But the thing that I'm saying is it's possible, but in order to do that, you will break a lot of components along the way versus being able to slowly step your way to that billion. So you break it down, right? What is a billion made out of? A billion is made out of 1,000 million. I think, right? Somebody do the math. And then what is a million made of? 1,000 thousands. So if you do 1,000 thousands, now you're at a million. And then if you do 1,000 millions, now you're at a billion. And I'm just like making sure in my head that I'm carrying the zero and all. Like, guys, I struggle with math right on the spot too. You're seeing it right now. The point that I'm making is you want smart goals, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and it's trackable, time trackable. When you can see small success, small wins, the habit chain, like you're putting an X on the calendar every single day, you're tracking the progress of what you're doing, you're seeing in Duolingo like, hey, I just made it to another day. Now your subconscious mind is watching that and it's excited at a different level. It's not the kind of excitement that at a rapid rate we get from different substances. No, it's kind of a long-term cognitive excitement. And I want you to look it up if you're willing. Look up what that cognitive bias is that causes us to receive pleasure from long-term commitment, from seeing progress month after month, being committed to something, seeing that habit chain not break. This friend of mine, Diana Del Rey, last year at least, she was the Miss Eco Guerrera in Mexico. And then she was chosen to go over to Egypt recently, this last April, to be the Miss Eco International. That's insane. I mean, like, how many girls can say that they got chosen by one of the representatives in their country to then go to a beauty pageant for the world? That is phenomenal. And it's funny, now that I think of it, I've met quite a few people who are involved in this industry, and I'm just really blessed to be a part of their lives. But when I think of Diana, the reason I bring her up is the first time that my friend Chris and I went to meet with her in Mexico. Met at this restaurant and we're chatting about what we can help her with content. And then she had her phone give her a notification. And I remember seeing on there, she's like, I got to do this. I got to take care of something. It was Duolingo. Okay. And Diana was on her 999th day. It's an angel number. Watch the angel number video if you're into angel numbers. It was 999. And she's like, I got to make sure that I do this today. And I'll never forget that, because that is like a multiple year habit chain, which demonstrates her way of handling life, the commitment level that she's got. I'm still blown away by that. I've got the desire to be that form of habit chain creator. And so I hope that a little bit of my take on it could be helpful for you. And I encourage you, build habit chains in your life and start small. Everything starts with one day, right? That's literally how I was able to quit vaping, to get nicotine out of my life. I said, you know what, in order to get to the 6-month mark, I have to start with 6 hours. And then I've got to start with 6 days. And then after 6 days, you just build it up. I hope this is helpful. This is Epic World. If you like this kind of content, subscribe to it. And all of my other social media content, if you want to find me, is linked down below. Thanks for being here. This is Epic World. Peace out.